Hey, back at you here on the Morning Brew for Monday, and we're here on May 6th. Everybody had a good Cinco de Mayo, I hope. We're in our next segment now, and the segment is called, you ready? Check your local IQ. Oh. You can do that here in a minute.
I know.
All right, here we go. You can do that now, Steve.
Now I can do it.
There you go. Good job.
So.
All right, it's time to check your local IQ with our Curious Townie. That's the name of his new column in Local IQ magazine.
It's this, I
Here he is, Steve Westman. Steve, how are you?
I'm good today.
Nice to see you.
Happy to see you all again today. So, week 7?
Yeah,
week
it
7?
is. Yeah.
We are in week 7.
Now that you mentioned it, it
yeah.
is.
So things are good. Things are rolling. The last 3 days of the food issue, the restaurant issue on the stand, we go into organic gardening on Thursday.
Oh boy.
So my second week with the Curious Townie will be in there. It's a big weekend coming up. We've got 2 big reasons to go downtown. One of them we'll get into with Leba Freed here in a minute, and the other is the very first Southwest Book Fiesta that's happening at the Convention Center on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, and then 9 to 5 p.m. on...
that is a big deal.
It's a big deal. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. There's writers, there's people who have cookbooks that'll be doing cooking demonstrations. Gail Rubin, who was here, Dave DeWitt, who was here, they're going to be promoting their books. And I have to shout out to a guy named TJ English, who is a true crime writer out of New York, who has a house here, who's also the brother of Mike English, my editor at the magazine. He's on Saturday at 12 p.m. He is worth the price of admission. He's a fun man to listen to, and he's going to be talking about his writing, and it's really good writing. So it should be a fun weekend.
Book events are fun.
Yeah,
I've been to a few of those. They're really good times.
And this one's a brand new one for us, and so I think it's worth going down. $8 in advance, $10 at the door. You can buy a pass for the weekend for $20. If you go to www.local-iq.com, you can find all the information for it, and it's a good reason to be downtown over the weekend.
And all the info is in the Local IQ as well,
It
right?
is. It is.
Okay.
This one that we've still got on the stands, but also online too. And
Okay,
you can
good.
find the whole lineup of everybody who's speaking, everything that's doing. They're utilizing 4 different rooms throughout the convention center, so it should be a good time to go down.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday, it's also National Train Day, which leads us into Leba Freed from the Wheels Museum.
Thank you.
Leba, good to see you.
Oh, it's great to see you.
Thank you. You and I go back a ways.
We do. I've been wanting to be on the show a long time. Radio, television, anything I can do.
Good to have you.
Thank you so much.
So this Wheels Museum, tell us a bit of background on it.
Well, I started it 20 years ago. I started the job to save the steam locomotive repair shops in downtown Albuquerque, which I considered to be the most important historic site in New Mexico. And we've raised about $8 million so far to do so. And we only need $45 million more to complete our project. So if there's anybody out there interested. But this was the place where Albuquerque became a city.
Yes.
And when the railroad came in 1915, Albuquerque was smaller than Berlin or Bernalillo. And when ATS-NEF came in, they employed 1,700 men, and they fixed about 300 locomotives a year. So it was the most important employer in the state, and steam went through World War II, very importantly, and then when diesel came in, that was the end. And the neighborhoods became fallow. So it's very important that we bring up this iconic site and create a cultural and economic attraction
Now,
there.
we have some images of the, I think we have a couple of images that you can see here on the monitor, but this project you've been working on, here's an aerial view of the rail yard facility itself. It's big. How big a
We
piece
have
of
20,
ground?
the city owns 27 acres, and we have 350,000 square feet of buildings on the property. It's the only site like this left in the United States of America. Every other steam site has been either torn down or redeveloped. So this is our opportunity. We're only 6 feet from the main line of the Burlington, the Amtrak, the Rail Runner train. We have the opportunity to bring 1 million people a year to this site.
Now, this is a side of the building that has a lot of windows on it, a lot of glass, and that's all going to be restored.
That's our hope. That's our
Yeah.
hope. We, just for Wheels Museum, our goal is to rebuild the Roundhouse. And that's the $45 million job. To rebuild the entire site will be much more than that.
Now, we have a shot of the interior here, too, that we want
All
to
right,
show.
good.
Let's put that up. Look at that.
It's gorgeous.
We call this the cathedral. This is the machine shop. It's 166,000 square feet on the ground. It has wood floors. The floors are made out of railroad ties. It has 600 feet of glass on each side, 5 stories high. We have filmed over 40 very important movies, Avengers, Terminator, many movies have been filmed in there as well.
It's amazing.
Have you all been down there?
I've never been in the
Oh,
building.
I'd like to invite
Yeah.
you to come Saturday. Come down and take a look,
Okay.
please.
Oh, so we'll actually be open to view? Because it's a private
Yes, the Wheels
property,
Museum
right?
will be open on Saturday. We have about $500,000 of exhibits, and we'll have many, many more exhibits that day, and food and entertainment and all kinds of things. The Transit Center
Okay.
will be open. There will be some limited tours of the machine shop as well.
Oh,
I get the
great.
impression that once you see this project and see what's going on and what the vision is for it, that's when people get on board.
That's exactly right. That's when the passion really kicks in. It certainly did for me. I started crying when I saw it and never stopped. We just want it so desperately for the city. I think it's our chance to really save our history and make a very magnificent project.
It
for
really
New
takes your
Mexico.
breath away being inside of that building.
It does. It's awe-inspiring. They call it the spiritual cathedral. That sort of vibe. So
and-
go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was just going to ask you, what has been some of your community outreach efforts you've been doing with this?
We work with UNM. We've worked with CNM. We mentor school children. When I come back now to the office, we're going to have a school come over to visit, and we have
cool.
many, many tours and events in the buildings, and we are so thrilled that the mayor is now spending about $750,000 to do the blacksmith shop, which is
wow.
another building on the site, and we will associate with the blacksmith shop to do major events.
Now,
great.
Leba, you and I have talked about this for many, many years
Yes.
in various media venues, and it's a testament to your persistence
thank you.
to keep this project going. What drives you? What makes you want to do this so badly?
I love New Mexico. I love Albuquerque, and as Roxana, the counselor, said too, the potential here is enormous, and we want to make sure that we save the flavor of Albuquerque, the
Yeah.
uniqueness of Albuquerque, to make our city as beautiful and as important as it can be.
What a great project.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's the timeline? Where are we at in terms of progress on this?
Well, we're very, very happy to be able to announce now that we have conceptual drawings of the rebuilt Roundhouse. And if you come on Saturday, you will see them. And people are thrilled with it, and it's a chance to really bring the property up at this time. And as I mentioned, all I need is $45 million. So if there's anybody in the audience who would like
Sure.
to help us with that project, then that will help New Mexico. We are all volunteers. We're a 501c3.
Wow. So what are y'all doing right now on your fundraising efforts?
We just had our gala. We honored the mayor and Michelle Lujan Grisham and other people in the community. And we had a wonderful sold-out event at Wheels.
Oh,
And then Train
awesome.
Day will be Saturday, so we hope you'll all come down. Now, that is a free event,
Okay.
so you're welcome to come down. We want everyone to come down and see what we're doing down there.
The museum has some really, really cool stuff to look at. I was there on Wednesday. There's these great train dioramas. There's all this. It's eye candy, and it whets your appetite for what you want to see happen down there.
Well, I can imagine just to have this completed and to make this a destination in that part of town, just as the National Hispanic Cultural Center is. Soon we have all of this activity going on in that part of the city, which is, I think, really necessary.
Well, I think it is too. I think it's part of what we've talked about for years, a string of pearls, where the cultural venues can come together and really stimulate tourism for New Mexico, which is so important to us all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Train Day is Saturday.
10 to 5, come
on down.
We're at 1100 2nd Southwest.
Okay.
And if you want to call us, we're at 243-6269.
Should people call to set up a tour?
No, you don't. Well, that's through the city. But
Okay.
as far as
Okay.
Wheels Museum is come one, come all. Bring your children, bring your dogs.
See what the vision
Sounds
is.
good.
It's fun. Yes, it's for everyone.
We'll plan that.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Thank you. Really fun.
Well, Steve, thanks for bringing Leba down here today.
It's all these things are fortuitous the way they kind of roll out. So it's
Indeed.
been we had a really good visit on Wednesday down there. I walked away a little spellbound by it all. you know, and it's a place dear to all of our hearts if you grew up here. So
Indeed it is.
So.
Great idea. Leba, it's great to see you.
Thank you very much.
Anything we can do here on the Morning Brew to help you out.
Thank you very much.
We're here.
Come and
okay?
visit us. Thank you very much.
This is what we're about too. So
I know that.
Okay.
We're working together to help our state. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
That's
Thank
what
you.
it's about.
Thank you.
Leba Freed with the Wheels Museum. Steve, you're going to hit the road for a little bit and then come back and report, huh?
I am. Our destinations feature issue is coming out the first week of June. So I'm on the road for 3 days at the El Tovar at the Grand Canyon tomorrow morning.
Oh,
Nice.
lucky you.
And then the following week, a lot of New Mexico.
Have a great
Summer
time.
Roundhouse, and
That was super.
but I'll be back here on Monday.
See you then. Thanks, Steve.
We'll look forward to it.
Thank
Hooray.
you, Leba. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, that's your Check Your Local IQ segment for today. We'll be back in a moment with more on the Morning Brew right after this.